My name is Cressy, and I'm a philosophy student at Notre Dame Dana-Mare University in Belmont, California. Today I'm going to talk about two questions in regards to transhumanism. So first, let's start with the definition of transhumanism. It is a class of philosophies of life that seek the continuation and acceleration of the evolution of intelligent life beyond its current human form and human limitations by means of science and technology guided by life-promoting principles and values. So in other words, this party is geared towards transforming the human capability and capacity through scientific modifications, intellectually, physically, and psychologically. So the questions I have today are, what are the moral problems, if any, of a transhumanist National Party candidate becoming president of the United States? And two, should a transhumanist have the right to run for president of the U.S.? So first question, transhumanist as president. Let me just say now, I don't think we're ready for one yet. But they do base their party on various ethical systems such as utilitarianism and, believe it or not, natural law, but in a different form than what we're used to. They truly believe that this is for the greatest good of society and that people will be of the utmost happiness with these extended capabilities. Like Jeremy Bentham has said, the greatest happiness of the greatest number is the foundation of morals and legislation. So, of course, it sounds great, right? The few people I interviewed said, yeah, okay, that sounds awesome, and I would totally back that. And to be honest, when I first heard it, I said, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you want superhuman powers, right? Especially when it comes from a place of science. However, at what cost, and who would suffer in the interim of this jump into the future? I just think that with the lives that we have now, we are uncomfortable with ourselves and each other. And so how would extending and enhancing these humanistic qualities be promising in any way? Also, I believe a transhumanist would come from a place of egoism. And you can't kid yourself. When you think of it, you're obviously thinking of yourself with these superhuman type powers, right? I know I did. And having an egoistic type president, which I'm sure most leaders are egoists in some way, would be extremely detrimental. Their decisions would be based on whether he or she wants something. This would also create a great gap in economic statuses and, a great divide in, who could afford what and who couldn't. And I just believe it would be unnatural. It would go against natural law. However, transhumanists believe that it's against natural law as of now that we don't further our humanistic qualities. Interesting, right? And you can kind of understand where they come from on that. But I'm going to go with what we know in the old-fashioned one, which is unlike me. But I don't think that we should just go ahead and alter that. Not yet. We haven't evolved to that point yet. I believe that we are given one life and we die with the rest of nature, and we need to evolve just a little bit more before we get to that point. I also think that the transhumanists, it seems to go, their egoism part goes along with Nietzsche, his superhuman or Superman, the Übermensch, that's what he talks about. It's trying to be the ultimate person, ultimate human. But he does say, live so that thou mayest desire to live again. If we go along these lines, I feel like that would be almost destroyed. And one of the hallmarks that my school talks about, funny enough, or lives by, I really feel goes with this, and I relate to quite a lot, is we value life as an ongoing spiritual journey of deepening relationships with self, others, and God. And interpret God as you want. I personally am not religious affiliated, so God can be whatever you want. But I feel that if life loses its importance because it's malleable, then what motivation do we have to live life to its fullest, in plain words? Which goes to my next question. Does a transhumanist have the right to run for president? And I say, absolutely. Why the hell not? If Trump can do it, anyone can do it. And I realized that with this 2016 election in the United States, that you can see that sometimes those surprise candidates win. But I believe that people as of now are making decisions emotionally. They're not able to mentally fathom the sci-fi type futuristic idea that this party is promoting. So I don't believe they would win just yet. But what I do think they should do is gear themselves towards a place of intelligence. If they are for extending human capabilities, the first thing we should work on is our smarts, our wits. I really believe that people should inform themselves as much as possible, especially when it comes to political issues or futuristic topics. As you can see, we're not too far off now. And if this topic is reaching schools, and it's going to reach campuses and people's homes, this will be discussions at tables, then we definitely need to know as much of it as possible, so as to not make mistakes like we've made in the past, let's just say, or in the present. I believe that the Transhumanist Party has a great idea. There's no problem with wanting to put funding towards medical resources, extending human life, and being better humans, because I think we definitely have some room to improve. But I do believe that we should come from a place of more intelligence, try to perfect the lives that we live now, as of now. And if they do want to extend human life, then they need to really consider resources and sustainability, and especially procreation, because that would be a huge issue, because as of now we are extremely overpopulated, in my opinion, and people should just, really realize that. But ethically, I'll make my decisions on virtue ethics situationally. I believe that as of now, we're not ready for this party, and we're not ready for this movement, but come the future, a little bit more along down the lines, we'll be ready for it with a little more knowledge and power. Even myself would like to learn some more. I think then we can start to consider it. And like Aristotle said, it is the mark of an educated mind to entertain a thought without accepting it. So in my words, go inform yourselves. Thank you.